Hello everyone, you're welcome once again to another episode of Ugo's Take. This is the 36th episode of the show, and thanks to all those who've been faithful and have been watching and listening on Spotify, listening on Anchor, listening via Apple Podcasts and other platforms where I have my podcasts posted. So thank you very much for listening. So today's episode is tagged "It's a Football Thing." And so today we're talking all things football, especially football in the Premier League. Now, first off, we'll be looking at games that have taken place this past weekend, some standout ones. And certainly I'll be looking at Liverpool versus Crystal Palace. That was an absolute trashing. Roberto Firmino and Mohamed Salah, who came on in the second half, scored 2 goals each, both scored braces, and ended up defeating Crystal Palace by 7-0. Now, that sees Liverpool sitting at the top of the Premier League, at the top of the pile. And another interesting result this past weekend was the Leicester City versus Tottenham Hotspur's game that saw Leicester defeat Tottenham Hotspur's 2-0. Now this sees Spurs at the bottom of the sorry, not at the bottom. I wish seriously they're at the bottom, but I'm biased. But it sees them fifth. That sees them outside the top 4. That sees it fifth on the table, and so that just shows you the way this season has been, So you just have basically 5 points separating, so like 8 points, I think, separating the top team, that's Liverpool, and teams up in 8th. So it's a little tight, as you can see, but Liverpool have shown themselves to be in real good form this season after the hammering and whitewashing by Aston Villa, where they lost 7-2. So what do these results mean? What does it mean? So what does it reveal to us? Liverpool has shown us that the big boys are still the team to beat. Man City also won this past weekend, winning 1-0. Liverpool, Everton beat Arsenal 2-1. So that sees them, that sees the woes for the Gunners even deepen even further. So what does this mean for Mikel Arteta and his future? Does it mean he will be sacked? I know he's come up with some funny stats I didn't bother to really pay so much attention to, because they were pretty strange stats, saying the one last season when they had 25% chance to win against Burnley and all sorts. So, but the question is, with the trajectory, with the signs that we're seeing with Arsenal this season, they started like a house on fire, beating Fulham 3-0, and everyone felt like, especially with how last season ended. Last season, Arsenal beat Chelsea in the FA Cup final to win 2-1, and with the manner of the victory, they went down 1-0 and then came back, good fighting spirit to equalize, and then go on to win the game. And the way they started the season as well. So someone the mindset that, okay, Arsenal, Mikel Arteta coming with a new brand of football, showing more zest, showing more fight, dropping the likes of Ozil, not even in the Premier League squad for the Gunners, and you're asking yourself, maybe this may just be Arsenal's year. Maybe not the year they win the league, but this could be the year when they when they at least finish in the top 4. Because it's been a while. It's crazy. It's been a while. Arsenal finished in the top 4, so it's going to be so we're going to feel that, okay, this will be the year Arsenal finishes in the top 4 and look to build on the top 4 finish and look to finish off this season strongly. But it's been anything but that. Yeah, it's been anything but that. So you see Arsenal struggling at the lower end of the table. So many people have been saying, oh, like probably Arsenal may get relegated this season. But for me, I just still feel that Arsenal Football Club has too many good players, to go down. But the fact that we're even having such a discussion is disappointing in itself, because Arsenal should be competing for the top 4 at the very least and be a Champions League contender. That's been the Champions League regularly, but that's not been the case this season. So what's your take on this? I would like to get your take on this. You can send me an email at ugostake@coolsite.net, and that's UGOS-take@coolsite.net at coolsite.net. I would love to hear your take on this. Do you think Mikel Arteta should still be in the job, or he should be sacked? You know, because you're saying we're going towards the festive season where you have a lot of fixtures coming rapidly. You know, whether this would be a good time to bring in a new manager that would handle the team and probably have enough time to guide the team to maybe a respectable mid-table position, given the way the season has panned out for them. So what do you think? Should Mikel Arteta still be the manager of Arsenal Football Club come the beginning of next year? I'd love to see what you think. But for me, I feel he should be given some time to prepare, to try to get the team back on track. Because, you know, it takes a lot of time to do that. So, because, you know, Arsene Wenger was like an institution at Arsenal, and it would take some time not to undo what he has done, but it would take some time for Mikel Arteta to actually make the team his own, make the club his own, to have full control over the team as modern day managers do. So then we leave in Arsenal. We're going on to talk about Man United. Man United defeated Leeds United 6-2. Now, so many people have been saying this means Manchester United, who are now title contenders, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the next best thing after sliced bread. But for me, I feel we should look at the opposition very closely, because Leeds United under Marcelo Bielsa always gives people or teams the opportunity to score against them, despite the fact that Leeds United play an exciting brand of football, attacking brand of football. They keep the ball moving, high octane football. They pass the ball, good move, excellent movement, and they score goals. And they actually scored goals against Manchester United. They lost 6-2. They always give teams the opportunity to score against them. And when the team they play, as in the case of Manchester United, have better players than they do, you could expect that they would lose the game. So while I'm not taking anything away from Manchester United, I would say we just calm down and see what they do in the next few games. You know, the games coming up. Let's see what they do, because Manchester United, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, has been, we win one game today, the next day we lose two more, we lose another game, we lose another one, and then we draw, and then we win. So it's been really inconsistent from Ole. You know, so Manchester United fans who've been saying, oh, Ole's had the wheel, Let's see what's going to happen at the end of the, in the next coming games. So that sees them in third spot. Sees them move up to third spot. So that's just how strange this season has been so far. And like I said earlier on, Leicester City won. That sees them move up to second spot. The second spot on the table. Liverpool with a 7-0 win that I mentioned earlier on, sees them move on to the top of the table. Some other results, interesting results to look at, would be the Chelsea Wolves game. Now, Chelsea lost to Wolves. That's no news, and they will be looking to play today. In fact, the fixtures, the lineup for Chelsea, for the teams, that's Chelsea versus West Ham United, the lineup for both teams should be coming up in about a quarter of an hour from now. So let's see what it would be. Would Frank Lampard go with the same tactic, 4-3-3, or lopsided 4-3-3, where you see Timo Werner, who, for my money, isn't a winger. He's not. He's just not a winger. People have come to say he played as a winger for RB Leipzig, so you expect him to play in the same position for Chelsea. But one question we should ask ourselves is, what was his production rate as a winger when he played for RB Leipzig? What was his production rate? And then, in modern day football, you don't have to be the central striker to be the main source of goals. Because now, ever since Thierry Henry, you have strikers who like to come in cutting from the left flank or from the right flank, depending on if they're right-footed or left-footed, so they can cut on to their stronger foot and then take a shot or walk their opposing fullback and get the ball into the bottom corner. That doesn't make them wingers per se. So are we going to see Timo Werner as a winger? Playing again as a winger? Are we going to see Olivier Giroud still starting? Let's see. And then are we going to see Reece James start? Because there are talks of him being out for the game because he will be requiring surgery. If he indeed requires surgery, I wish him the best and speedy recovery, Reece James. So let's get back to Chelsea. They lost to Everton. Some say that was a blip. And then they lost again to Wolves, a game they were leading. And then, the scapegoats would be always Timo Werner and Kai Havertz. Havertz, because he was he's the most expensive player in the team, and the club broke its own transfer record. When Kepa was signed from Atletico Bilbao for £70 million, I think, and Timo Werner was signed for £72 million. So we're having the situation where people always look at him as the person to blame, when things don't go right. But two things I have to say about this. Firstly, he is not the one who demanded for £70 million or 70 million plus to be paid as his transfer fee. And then secondly, he's been played out of position. Now, Kai Havertz is someone who is capable of playing multiple positions, several positions. But all those positions that he plays are all central. He can play as an 8, central. He can play as a 10, central. He can play as a 6, central. He can play as a false 9, central. So having him playing as a winger is not going to work. There's no how you want to spin it. There's nothing how you would say. You could say all you want. You may love the coach and you don't want to blame the coach, so you blame everyone else, it's not going to matter because he has his best position and you should let him play in his best position. And then if he doesn't perform in his best position, then you can, blame him, have him dropped or something like that. Now, this solution I have for Frank Lampard. I'm not a coach, but if you want to play a 4-3-3, having Pulisic on one side and having Timo Werner on the other side and having Oliver Giroud, you play a narrow 4-3-3 that sees the left forward closing on the left side with Oliver Giroud, the right forward, close in and play narrow, and then you let the fullbacks that would, in any case, it's not like it's something new or strange, to the Frank Lampard style or ethos or style of play or football philosophy. They always bomb forward anyways, so you can let them bomb forward and then let Pulisic and Oliver Giroud, who is a very good link-up man and always looking to flick on balls, flick on passes to players. So that would be something to consider. Or you play a 4-4-2 diamond where you have Timo Werner and Oliver Giroud or Tammy Abraham playing up front together as a striking partnership, and you have Kai Havertz playing in behind as a 10, or behind the two strikers. Or you could have Pulisic playing at the tip of the diamond, and you have Kai Havertz as 1-8, and then you have Mason Mount as another 8-8, and you have Oliver Kante. You have N'Golo Kante playing as a 6 at the base of the diamond. So that's what I would suggest. But I'm like, hey, I'm not a coach. I'm just someone that likes to talk, and hence I have a podcast. So that would be something that Chelsea could look at. Now we're looking at Spurs. Like I said earlier on, they lost to Leicester. What does that mean for them? Because does this mean they can win? Or does it mean their chances of winning the league is out the window? Probably it is. What I would like to see, I'm very biased against Spurs, I will just tell you that right now, is what you would see, I would like to see rather, what would happen if Spurs lost the next 2 games. Would Mourinho still be the loving father, in quotes, for his Spurs players, or he would go to his normal defensive, deflective MO that he's shown over the years for various clubs that he's managed, or the implosion that he usually instigates. He did at Manchester United, and maybe he'll do the same at Spurs. But I'd like to say I wish Spurs the best, but I'm being honest, I really don't. So that's it for the games that have been played this weekend, and want to see what Chelsea would do today. I wonder if they're going to win. Can they win? Fingers crossed. Let's see how that pans out. Then some other news to talk about as well that have happened in the past week is Sky Sports and Kick It Out have reached an agreement to have a partnership to partner to bring to bear various campaigns and educational initiatives that would that would help to educate people and tackle the issue of racism. And it's said to be £3 million. £3 million. That's, let's see what that would do, what that would mean. Now, for me, while this is a good gesture, you educate people, you talk to people, you campaign, you have people taking the knee, you have various campaigns coming up, over the radio, you hear adverts on Spotify, you hear adverts everywhere. I mean, in schools, you have campaigns. But for me, I feel there should be some punitive measure. That is, i.e., if you're accused of racism once, it should be a red card on the field. If a player makes some racist comment, it should be a red card on the field, and he's banned for a game, or is banned for 2 games, just like if he had committed an offense on the pitch that he will be banned for. So he's banned for 2 games, and then if he commits same offense again, he will be banned for 6 games. So you hit the clubs where it affects them, because when you have a player that you're paying and he's not able to play, then people will take it more seriously. Because we've had so much campaigns. We have Black Lives Matter. We've had different campaigns, but until certain punitive measures, not punitive like corporal punishments, but punitive measures that would actually touch clubs and touch players where it hurts them, then we start talking. Then we can talk. If a player is deemed to have done something racist, his weekly wage for a month and be taken to fund anti-racism campaigns and programs. So you affect them in that way. You affect players in that way. That would be the way forward. So I'm about coming to the end of today's episode of Ugo's Take. Today's show is tagged "It's a Football Thing," and I look to be doing this every Monday. I'll be having it every Monday, and it'll be on YouTube, so you go check it out on YouTube. I'll be having my podcast posted on YouTube, or the audio and video podcast, so you could go on there and you could watch. You could also listen to the podcast on Spotify, on Anchor, on Apple Podcasts as well. It will be a great support for me. So thank you all who have been supporting and watching what I do. Thank you so much. You can go on my YouTube page, it's Ugo's Take, and subscribe. Be a subscriber so you don't miss any video, any update that comes up on the platform. And you can also follow me on Twitter. I'm always ready to engage with people on Twitter, engage with people on Facebook, engage with people on the podcast as well. So there's a WhatsApp group for the podcast. If you want to be part of the WhatsApp group, just let me know, send me an email, and I will send you the link to the WhatsApp group so we can have some interaction and have some discussions. So with this, we're coming to the end of today's episode, and before I go, I would like to give a shout. I would like to give some plugs and some shout outs. If you're in Leeds, check out Juicy African Kitchen. Though we're on lockdown, but we're having delivery. They still do delivery, so they deliver to your door, and obviously you respect COVID rules and regulations that have been put in place for your safety. But you get your food delivered to you. So you could also check out Sicily's as well. If you're in Leeds, you check them out. As well as you can, if you've not registered for the BexCon 2021 conference for businesses, that will be taking place on the 6th of February 2021. You can go on Eventbrite and get registered because it's free. It's absolutely free, and you'll be having 3 very important, knowledgeable, and experienced speakers that will be coming on to give businesses advice on how they can improve their business and manage their business, growing their business in this virtual world that we're in at the moment, because COVID doesn't seem to be going anywhere. And even if COVID does end, or we are somehow free from COVID, we still have the challenges of dealing with clientele and businesses scattered across the world. So we need to up our virtual game as businesses. So go on Eventbrite, is BexCon, that's BEX-CON 2021. The tickets are free. You just go, you click on the link, and you go to purchase tickets, and that's it. So it's free tickets. If you are a creator as well of comic book graphic novels, and you want to learn how you can stand out in the creative industry, I think you should go on to the Eventbrite link isn't up yet, but you should get yourself prepared to be part of that conference, because I'll be having Jason Barrett, the creator of JBN Comics. He'll be on there as well. So, and there were to be there, and there are other speakers who will be coming as well. I will be having different competitions like fan art challenges. We're having prizes, and more importantly, you have an opportunity to interact with other people. Ms. Brooke, back up. Thank you for joining, and I can see you waving. Thank you for being part of this. Thank you so much. Fortunately, I'm about to end. I don't want to go, but I have to end. And so, if you've missed this podcast, the video will be up soon on YouTube and also on Instagram, so don't miss it. You can also listen on Anchor, Spotify. You can also go to my Facebook page. You find the link to the podcast there as well. So once again, thank you all for listening and being part of today's show. I'll be calling it a day and an evening and getting set to watch the Chelsea vs West Ham game. Please keep safe, respect social distancing rules, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.